Hey guys, thanks for joining me. I am Dr. Smellgood, and this is going to be the top 10 or 15-ish fragrances for those hot summer days. And I couldn't fit them all in here. I kept going through my collection. I just wanted to keep adding them, and I couldn't. So I decided to do another video, which will come right after this one. Top 10, 15-ish fragrances for those hot summer nights. And this of course was hot summer days. I think I said days at the beginning, but anyway, so let's get started. No particular order, just the order I pulled them off the shelf. I've got Mont Blanc Legend Spirit. For those of you who don't know this one, this is a very, very close interpretation of a classic that people in the collection world goes crazy for, and that is Invictus Aqua 2016. This one definitely worth check out. A little bit of sweetness, some freshness. It's got what I'm looking for. Really, what I really like particular in summer fragrances, I want fresh and clean. I really like the Italian zest smell, which you'll see in this collection. So Italian zest, some citrus freshness, that's what I really like. Another one, this one is some fruitiness. This one, sorry, back to this one. You get about 4 hours longevity, decent projection. CK Obsessed, clear bottle, very good smell. It doesn't really smell anything like the name line from the Obsession line. This one has a lot of fruitiness, sweet fruitiness to it, with some freshness. So if you want something in those summer days with a little more fruitiness, check that guy out, CK Obsessed. The downside, most CK fragrances carry this downside, not the greatest longevity, another 3-4 hours. Perfect for if you're going to spray and run around town, or do some chores or something. Perfect. Not anything beyond that though. The next one is a little hard to find, but it is a beast. This is Mercedes-Benz Cologne. Can be hard to find. There are some alternates out there, but this one is just absolutely fantastic. The citruses in it are good, and it actually lasts a long time on my skin. And even though it's called cologne, it is actually I do believe, correct me if I'm wrong, it is, yes it is, it's a eau de toilette concentration. Even though it's called cologne, that cologne comes from, again, those Italian zest fragrances. So it's misleading. A lot of people will tell you, even on camera, this is cologne. It is an EDT. So it lasts pretty good time on me. It's about 5 to 6 hours, and it projects really well. And just the citruses in it are really amazing. Next up, you have Versace Man Eau Fraiche. Very, very good fragrance. I don't wear this one as much as I should. I'll have to wear this one some more. Not a lot I'm going to tell you about this one that's not already out there. This is actually a tester bottle. You can find them, tester bottles come without the caps. You can find them online pretty cheap. I definitely recommend it. But again, you have some citruses in there, which make them really exceptional. And I believe this one has, yes it does, has clary sage and also some rosewood in there. So it's I won't say unique, but it's a very good smell. There's other fragrances that smell like it. Worth a check if you can find it cheap enough. I wouldn't say pay full retail on anything, honestly, but if you can find it on the discounters cheap enough, go for that one. Next up is one of my all-time favorites, CK1. Perfect summer scent for male or female. This is the Monster 200 bottle. I actually saw a woman last night in TJ Maxx who was looking for this, and I gave her the information to my channel, of course, and to FragranceNet, and you can pick these up right now. This size bottle for $27, I think, for that size bottle. Exceptional summer fragrance, and if you're like me, the performance on this is nowhere near what it was. This is actually a 1997 bottle of it, and I break it out on occasion. I keep this one under refrigeration, so it is pristine, and I'm just telling you, the difference on these two are night and day. This one is so much stronger. So the reformulation in the early 90s up to today on this is quite extravagant. This is nowhere near what this was, but it's still good if you can get it. I recommend it, but it's only going to get you 2 or 3 hours, where this one will last 7 or 8. Honestly, back in the day, it lasted forever. So occasionally, if I feel nostalgia, I will pull this one out. Still one of my all-time favorites. This concentration, not so much this one. This one, again, 2 or 3 hours. Doesn't smell quite the same, nowhere near as strong. Moving on the line, you have Salvatore Ferragamo Acqua Essenziale Colonia. And this one, of course, Ross likes that click. This one, again, it has that, I lost my train of thought. That's really good. It has that summer zest that comes from a lot of the Italian, Mediterranean Italian fragrances in particular. And again, you'll see the name Colonia, and it is an EDT. But man, that comes from that original name. This one out, highly recommended. It smells quality. The bottle is, I really like the bottle design. It lasts a long time and smells good. It smells very, very similar to Acqua di Parma Colonia, and I'm assuming that's where the name comes from. Not quite the same level as Colonia in terms of the ingredients, but it's still very, very good, and I highly recommend it. Next up in line, one of my more expensive ones on this one. As a matter of fact, I don't have a full bottle and probably will never be able to afford a full bottle. This is Creed Silver Mountain Water. Low battery, I know. Creed Silver Mountain Water. You can see I wear it sparingly. This is a 10 millimeter, and I actually think I have some evaporation going on, so I'm gonna have to take some precautions with this one, because I do think it's evaporating, because I've not worn that much of it. Silver Mountain Water, a little bit of inkiness. It's different, very good freshy. If you cannot afford this one, it's a very expensive, like I can't afford it. A good alternative, there's a bunch of them out there you can get, but one that doesn't get talked about a lot, and I like really, really well, is this is by Al Haramain. This is L'Aventure Blanche. Doesn't get a lot of talk. It is around the $25 to $30 mark with the discount codes and all that stuff. It is very, very, very close to Silver Mountain Water. It may have just a little bit of fruitiness that this one doesn't, and I've yet to find any of the clones that has the same inky vibe that Silver Mountain Water does. This one comes very close, especially at that price range. Something to consider. Next up, what do we have? Ooh, Lalique White. I've not worn this one a lot, but even that bottle just screams summer freshness. A few times I've worn it were actually a little bit colder days. So the next warm day, I'm really going to have to give this one a wear. It smells more unique to me than any of the others in the summer freshness category for the days. This one I would highly recommend checking out. And it's pretty cheap. I think you can get it under $20 on FragranceNet. And when I did wear it, again, it wasn't the hottest of days. It was a little bit cool on all the days I've worn it. But I did get good longevity out of it and a very unique smell. The citruses in this one are mixed with some florals. And it's a very different smell. I really like it a lot. It really, really smells fresh and clean. It reminds me almost of clean linen. So definitely worth a check out. Highly recommend it, especially at that price. Next up, I'm just realizing we have a lot of white bottles. I guess that kind of goes with summer. And this is Guerlain L'Homme Ideal Cologne. And this one is just like the others. It is an EDT. It gets its name. It's not a clone. I've heard so many people say that. It is an eau de toilette. It gets its name because of, just like Colonia, wherever it's at Colonia, it's that same vibe from that Italian zest vibe. It doesn't really smell as zesty as the others, but most of you guys probably know what this one smells like. It has been discontinued. If you can get your hands on it, I highly recommend it, at least for a decent price. Very fresh and clean. I've done multiple videos on it. You guys can find them. I would throw them up, but I don't know how, and it sounds like a lot of work. And I'm pretty lazy at the moment. Next up, I don't have a full bottle of this one anymore, just the decant. This is probably, if you ask me for the perfect summer fragrance, I would say this one right here. Especially the older versions. The newer ones kind of lost some of the mintiness that set, the mint smell that really set it apart. This is Polo Sport. And that's all I've got left of that one. That's 5 ml. So I've got roughly probably 4.5, 5 mls of that one. Such a good summer fragrance, almost perfect. Very nostalgic. And if you can find anything of the original version. I know Dapper does a Polo Sport 1994 version of this that has that mininess in there, but for whatever reason that one lacks something that the original Polo has, but I don't know what. This one's still very good for today. Perfect summer scent. It's got better longevity. It is a Ralph Lauren, so better longevity than a lot of the others on this list. But like most freshies, that's the big issue you're running into, is longevity and projection. It does set close after about an hour, and it will probably last you around 6 to 7 hours if you spray heavy. That's another thing on all of these summer freshies for days. I spray heavy, guys. I mean, I'd hit probably double my normal spray regimen just so it will last longer. Next on the list is Versace Pour Homme. This is also a tester bottle, so it comes without the cap. And I ended up getting this in the 30s, I think, for 400 ml bottles, which I thought was a very good value. And this one is a very good pickup. I've got it on here. It smells a lot like Allure Homme Sport, and that's why I have it on here. Much cheaper version. As a matter of fact, it smelled close enough where I actually got rid of my Allure Homme Sport, not the O Extreme, but the original OG Allure Homme Sport. I got rid of it because I had this one. They smell that close. Much cheaper. It just has a slight lemony on the citruses to it. It smells very, very fresh and clean. A lot of people call this one, I have on, of course, the red Dr. Smellgood shirt, but white t-shirt is what a lot of people say this one reminds them of. Perfect white t-shirt scent on a hot summer day. So check it out, especially if you can get it in the $30 range for a full bottle. Highly recommend it. Very, very good for clean smell. Next one is an OG, and this one you just cannot go wrong with. The name of it pretty much explains itself. Kind of a poor man's green Irish tweed, I've heard it called. Davidoff Cool Water. Perfect for summer days if you're doing anything outside. And it does have a little bit of a green Irish tweed vibe, but it doesn't smell like green Irish tweed. It really doesn't. Aquatic does have a green Irish tweed vibe. It's kind of a green vibe. I swear I smell saltiness in it. Perfect summer scent for the days, especially if you're doing anything outside or if you're near water. Definitely highly recommended. And the list just never ends. Next one up is one that a lot of people sleep on. This one is, in my opinion, one of the best from the House of Cremo. This is Ice Citron and Driftwood. And this one, it smells fantastic. Reminds me a lot of this one actually, but with better performance, if you believe that. Lasts longer and projects longer. I've done a review on it, you can check it out. I liked it so much, my local Walmart had a clearance on it, and I went and bought, well, I bought 4 bottles and I sent 2 of them out to subscribers. So I've got 2 left and this one, and yeah, I like it that much, guys. I will always have it. Fantastic. We're down to 2, so we're almost there. Not much I'm going to be able to tell you about this one that you guys don't already know. This is Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue All Extreme, or I guess All Intense, not Extreme, sorry, Intense. Darker blue bottle from the original. The original's up there. This one, guys, is so good. This is an Eau de Parfum. A little bit richer version of the original. If you smelled it, go for it. Lasts an extremely long time for a summer freshie. It does last about 8 hours on my skin and projects very well. A lot, again, not much I'm going to tell you about it that you guys don't know, but highly, highly, highly recommend this one, especially if you can find it on the discounters for a cheap price, which I did. I think I got this for around $30, and that's a full 100 ml bottles, and that's been back in the middle of winter, so I don't know what they're running now, but if you can find it, I highly recommend it. And I have seen the original light blue at the discounters. I've not seen the O Extreme there in a while, but the TJ Maxx and the Marshalls near my house have a ton of the original light blues, which is kind of just a toned down version of this. It's something to consider if you're looking for a good freshie. Definitely, if you can find it in the $30, even upper $30 range, $40, pick it up. It's that good. I've seen a lot of people talk about the new one, the Forever. Haven't tried it yet, but it's getting high reviews also. And my #1 spot, you cannot have a more perfect fragrance for those hot summer days than this one. Best selling fragrance of all time. This is Acqua di Gio, the original. And this goes right back to what I was telling you. This is those I don't know, it is the Italian zesty fragrance, and pretty much it. I don't have to tell you much about it. If I did have to tell you, let me get it on there where you can take a good look at her. It's very fresh. It's aromatic. I would say also, I said fresh, and there's some woodiness in the base that's kind of crazy. Lasts a long time. Highly recommend it. If you cannot afford this one, Perry Ellis 360 Red, one of my favorites. Check it out. Very close, similar fragrance, but not spot on. #1 spot for a reason. Guys, I am Dr. Smellgood. Appreciate you joining me. Hope you enjoyed that list, and stay tuned because we're going to probably throw this one out and then film the night version of this, Hot Summer Nights. Peace, guys. Love you. God bless. Of the what's the one I'm thinking of? Aqua. I can't think of it. Anyway,